Hey everyone, this is Samarth. Welcome back to another video of our playlist in which we are creating a node app with backend in Ktor. In today's video, we are going to create routes to perform all the operations on our nodes, and we will see how we can authenticate them. So let's get started. So first of all, open your application.kt file. In this file, in this install authentication block, we have to implement our JWT authentication. In the video I have discussed about JWT authentication, I had prepared everything to perform authentication. But to actually implement the JWT authentication, we have to tell this Ktor that which authentication we are implementing. For example, we can implement basic authentication, but we are implementing JWT. So write JWT here. But now if you are implementing multiple authentications, then you have to give different names to every authentication. So for example, I am giving name that is JWT to it, and here we have to add the verifier, that is verifier is equal to JWT service dot verifier, and then realm is equal to node server. It can be anything, and after that we have to validate, and here we have to extract the payload, that is payload is equal to it dot payload, and then we have to get the email from that payload. Remember, we have added a claim that is this email in this JWT token. So we will extract this email here, and so payload dot get claim, and here we have to write the name of the claim, that is email, and then we have to get it as a string, and then we have to find in our database if a user of this email ID is present in database or not. So while user is equal to db dot find user by email, and pass this email here, and this will return a user to it if the user is present, else it will return a null. So now at the end of this validate block, we have to return a principal. We can just simply return this user here. It is showing us error because our user class is not extended from principal. So extend it from principal, and it is from io.ktorauth. Then you will see error is gone. So by this we are actually authenticating our user. So now we have to create node routes. So in this routes package, we have to create a kotlin class that is node routes. It is a file, and here we have to create an extended function, that is route dot node routes, and in the parameters we have to accept db of a type repo, and a function that is hash function, and here I have to pass string, and it will return a string, and then in this block we have to create our routes. Now we have to authenticate all the node routes. So to authenticate them, we have to write authenticate. In this block we have to write all the node routes. It will automatically authenticate them. Actually, it will automatically pass them into this block, and it will verify them if the user having a JWT token in which the email is present in this database. Only then that request can come in this block. Now you can see we are giving a name to our authentication. So we have to pass the name here, that is JWT. If you are implementing multiple authentications, then you can give all the names here as a string separated by commas. Now we have to create a route to add the node in database. So let's create a post route, and as we have did in our video in which we have created user routes, we will create some classes for the route paths. So first of all, create a variable that is const val nodes. Its value is API version slash nodes, and then create nodes slash create, and then update nodes. Now we have to create 4 classes for all the CRUD operations. So first class is to create the nodes, that is node create route, and here we have to write the annotation, that is location, and here we have to pass the path, that is create nodes. So now simply copy it and paste it, and here we have to pass the route, that is nodes. Here update nodes, delete nodes, and then simply remove this, and then change the name of the classes, that is not get route, not delete route, not update route, and then not delete route. So we have created all the location classes, and now we just have to specify here, that is not create route, and here first of all we have to receive a node. So node is equal to we have to write in this try catch block, and then write call dot receive, and here we have to pass the type that is note, and then write a catch block, and here we have to give the response to the user, that is call.respond, and the error code is http bad request, and we have to give a simple response. The success variable is false and the message is missing fields, and then just return from here. Now in the another try catch block, we have to get the email of the user. So to get the email, we have to write email is equal to all.principal, and the type of the principal is user, because we have extended this user class from the principal, and we are giving a principal here. Here we will get that principal and write a null check here, and then get the email from that principal. Now we have to insert this note in the database, so call this db.add_note and pass this note here and email here. So if this note is successfully inserted, we have to give a response to the user, and that is status code is okay, and we have to give a simple response, and here success variable is true and the message is not added successfully. And if any problem occur, then we have to catch in this catch block and give a response to the user, a conflict occur, and here we have to pass the simple response, where success variable is false and message is e.message, or if it is null, then we have to write some problem occur. And that's all. By this we will insert the node in the database. So let's quickly create all the other routes. The next route we will create is to get all the nodes of that user, and it is a get route, and to give the path we have to write not get route. Here open a try catch block, and here we have to get all the nodes of the user, so nodes equal to db dot get all nodes, and here we have to pass the email. So to get the email, we have to write this email is equal to call.principal and user, and then write email, and then pass this email in this block. So we will get a list of nodes in this nodes variable, and now we have to pass these nodes as a response. So call.respond http status code okay, and here we have to pass these nodes, and then in this catch block, if any problem occurred, we have to give the response, that is status code is conflict occur, and here we have to pass empty list of type nodes. Now the next route is to update the nodes, so we have to write a post route, and here we have to pass the class of the path, that is nodes update routes, and here we have to receive the node, so simply copy this thing. Even we have to copy this all and paste here. We have received a node, we have got email, and then we will just update the node, and if we updated the node successfully, then we have to write this updated successfully. Now we have to create a route to delete the nodes, so make a delete route, and class is not delete route. Now in this block we have to get an ID of the node in parameters, so let's get this node ID call.request.query parameters, and here we have to write ID, and let's make it not nullable, and write in this try catch block, like if the user is not passing this ID at this route, then an exception will occur because of this, and we will catch that exception and give a response to the user that the user haven't passed the correct query parameter, and we have to pass the simple response. Success variable is obviously false, and then message is query parameter ID is not present. Then we will return from here. Open one more try catch block, and here we have to get the email as this email, and then we have to call the function, that is db.delete node, and we have to pass the node ID here. So okay, in this function we haven't implemented this email, so let's change this function a little bit, and here we have to receive the email, and here first of all we have to match the email, so node table dot email dot equal to this email, and node ID is equal to this ID. Here we have to pass email, and then if the node is successfully deleted, then we have to give the response to the user, status code is okay, and a simple response in which success variable is true and the message is not deleted successfully. And then in this catch block we have to catch the exception and then give the response to the user, where status code is conflict, and the message is simple response. And that's all. We have created all the routes to perform CRUD operations on our nodes. Now we have to check these routes. First of all, in this application.file, we have to call this function, that is node routes, and here pass this db and hash function. Now run our server to check if everything is working fine or not. So everything is working fine till now. Let's open Postman. So here in this Postman, first of all, we have to register or log in to our API. So to log in, we have to write a path, that is user/login, and in this body we have to pass a body, that is email and password. With whatever email or password you have created, you have to pass here, and then we have to send the request. And as you can see, we are getting a bearer token here. So copy this token, and here in this authorization tab we have to select bearer token, and here we have to paste this token. Now we have to create a node. So to create the node, we have to write a node/create, and in this body we have to pass a node, that is something like this, and then we will send the request as. So some problem is occurred. As you can see, we are getting an error that node does not exist. So here you can see we are getting an exception, and this exception is because we are using a node table, but the fun fact is we haven't created our node table yet. To create this node table, we have to open this database factory, and here we have to write a schema utils dot create node table. This will create the node table if it is not present actually. So we have to rerun this, and then we have to send this request again, and as you can see, we have added the node successfully. Let's add a second node. It is a description, and send a request. And here we are getting an error, and this error is because we haven't changed the ID. So change this ID a little bit and then send again, and as you can see, we have added this node successfully. Now we have to get all the nodes of the user. So cut this create, and make a get request on this nodes route. No need to add this body, and don't remove this bearer token because this will authenticate us. So now send the request, and as you can see, we are getting a list of nodes of this particular user. Now we have to update the node. So to update this, we have to write /update, and we have to make a post request, and in body let's add this node, and let's change the second node to second updated node. We have changed the title of the node, and as you can see, we are sending this request, and here you can see we have updated the node successfully. And to verify it, we will again make a get request, and we will receive all the nodes of the user. Send this. Our second node is updated. Now let's delete our first node. So copy this ID and make a delete request, and here we have to write /delete, and in query parameters we have to write ID is equal to this ID, and just send this request. And as you can see, we have deleted this node successfully. And again, to verify this, we have to make a get request, and as you can see, first node is not present in this list, and we are getting only second node. So that's all for this video. We have learned many concepts in this video. In next video, we will learn how we can deploy our backend to Heroku. So stay tuned for the next video. If you like this video, then please press the like button. And if you have any doubt or if you want to suggest me anything, then please write in the comment section. Have a nice day. Thank you.